And hello everyone. My brain completely blanked on me there. Hello. So for Steven, surprise is a rug. A rich story about flying carpet and bottom the mode of literary impulse. Maybe gets vice. No, the rug can't fly, but it can be the backbone of a great home decor. Wish it could fly. Aww. All out here buying rugs. She bought a red small round mat. That is fair. I actually kind of forgot my character looked like this. Brain's a little frazzly today. Oh, here's our bottle right away. And it's a recipe. To ever find this, you ever get bored and play with food like a musical instrument? That's totes how I made this recipe. Put in this bottle, so def check out my masterpiece. Your totes love it too. Sparkle on. Peanut. Peach tart. I already know how to make peach tart. It's a tart peach. Yeah, I spent a good portion of today building a swing. So, well, I say that. Putting together a swing would be more accurate, but y'all knew what I meant when I said building a swing. Let's see, what's the latest? This weather rocks. Kind of want to lay it and enjoy the weather. Squeak. That's very fair. And weather was pretty alright here. Just basic clouds. It's supposed to rain tomorrow night, which is not ideal, but, you know. Yeah, I really don't know much to talk about today. I kind of got all my venting out yesterday, so, like, I haven't really got much to talk about today. I haven't really been doing much. Well, okay, there is one thing I can ramble about that is EVE Online related. That I remember vaguely hearing about a while back. And now seeing it in practice, I kinda hate it. I was unsure of the mechanic before I saw it in practice. Now I just kinda hate it. And that basically being, systems can become lawless, quote-unquote, by players aligned with pirate factions doing evil deeds in a system, basically. Hey, it's Steven! Hey, you dropped this? I've had this since, like, yesterday. I do apologize. I could not find you yesterday. Yay, you found the shopping bag I was freaking out about. Missed him so much. Thanks for bringing this to me. Here, why don't you have this? We get a shirt. If you like that, it's a Ginham picnic shirt. Neat. I mean, I don't have any trousers to put on, but it's fine. I'll just have to buy some at the Able Sisters if I want to try on the shirt. But yeah, like, systems being able to become lawless is just annoying. Especially where the information around it seems really vague. Like, with the Sanchez incursions, you know they're only gonna last a limited amount of time. Like, that was made clear by the mechanics. They only last for X amount of time or until they're defeated. That's fair. There is no such clarity with these, you know, the lawless status. It seems perpetual. Giving me the vibe, especially because I've not encountered any systems that are lawless before today, that if the pirates win, that just permanently becomes low security space. Hey, Rambler, was hoping to see you. Let's talk. For a walk, I like to throw back a nice buttermilk. Let's get one together sometime. I don't think I've ever drank buttermilk. I've made it before. What a super evening. Blah. What's the latest? That's what I want to tell you. 1, you're fat. 2, I mean that. 3, there is no 3. That is very fair. Hello, Simon. It's real dark out. Let's talk. The best tasting island is Astera. Everything tastes great. Everything. I guess you got that fish yesterday. I'll be back for the KK concert. I want to make sure I get to the Able Sisters. Today might actually just be a bit of a shorter day. But yeah, I have actually made buttermilk before. Because you make it in the process of making butter. And I have made butter before. It's not as hard as you might think it is, given how expensive butter is. Like, you just need a heavy cream, like a 20% plus cream. Pour it into, like, a washed soda bottle. So it's, like, about half full. And then shake the crap out of it. Do that for, like, half hour to an hour, and you will have butter by the end of it. Like, add salt to that butter, and you got some pretty nice butter. Because that's all butter is. It's milk fats. But alright. I'm gonna pop this on. Alright. Now I need some pants. Because I'm not wearing this, not wearing the shorts. I'll wear a skirt before I wear shorts. I mean, that kind of works. Oop, we got some cropped pants. Yeah, you know what? I'll be blue. I will be very blue. These are blue. Yeah. Are there blue shoes? There are blue shoes. Yeah, I'll just go with the regular, like, sneakers. Yeah, I'm blue today. I'm blue, I'm a die. With little white wings on. Mabel tells me you've helped her out, modeling outfits and such. Means a lot to all of us. You do so much for our little family. Thanks so much. Aww. She thinks I'm wearing an outfit for Label. I really am drawing a blank on things to talk about today. Like, I haven't been doing anything. And it's starting to kind of get to me a little that I just have nothing to talk about. It would probably help if I, like, paid more attention to, like, gaming news and stuff. And, you know, that would give me things to ramble about at the very least. Maybe I could find things to ramble about in-game. Yeah, I could keep rambling about making food. May not be the best idea, given I'm kind of hungry, but I'll be making something. What are you making? What are you making? Sorry, I'm really focused on this. What are you doing? Currently crafting a golden vase, just to see how I do at it. DIY is a great way to learn by doing. I'm totally obsessed with it. Yeah, I'd love to learn how to make a golden vase. Seems pretty neat. I feel like I'm not sitting where I normally do. It's like I feel like I'm turned too much from the camera. I don't know. Having one of those days. But, oh god. Oh. I have slowly been still poking away at Balatro. Yeah, and there's gonna be a fossil to dig up down there, isn't there? I want to get more decks through Gold Stake, but man, is that so annoying to do. Because, like, the game itself is a lot of RNG. But it gets really frustrating when, like, you've got a run that's going pretty good, but you're reliant on, like, full houses. Or straights. And then the shuffler just goes, no, you don't get those. It's like, really, game? Slatus, man. Picked up to go long. Move to Astera was the best decision he ever made. I mean, I don't think so, my man, but you're free to think so. Like, that gets so frustrating. And I know it's just part of the game. And I accept that. But it doesn't change the fact that it is frustrating to have a run ruined by the shuffler, not so much anything you yourself did wrong in, like, your deck building. Because, like, there's only so much you can do to orchestrate the cards in your deck. Especially on a gold stake. There is one challenge that, like, I want to try, but at the same time, just sounds kind of nightmarish. And that being no jokers. That, I mean, obviously is done on white stake. There is no way it could be done on anything higher, period. But, like, unless it's an actual challenge and it has, like, set seeds that just don't spawn, like, jokers, you would be so heavily reliant on, like, pure luck of getting not only just the planet cards, but getting the planet cards you actually need. Like, that sounds so miserable, but I also kind of want to try doing it at some point, because I am minorly masochistic in that way. Like, it does seem like it could be fun, but, like, yeah, it's, also seems, yeah, there is probably a fossil over by where the scorpion was. Or not. It's right here. Again. Okay. Glad I checked. Instead of running all the way back across the island. I look like I'm wearing pajamas. Like, that... There's a lot of things that I can think of that do sound kind of miserable that I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to try doing that. I also want to make mention of something that I see quite often in my Steam library that I just find really, it's really amusing to me. Maybe not to you guys, but it is to me. So, Steam has this thing called Play Next, where it basically shows you games in your Steam library that it feels you should play next based on games you've played. My up next is Skyrim. Skyrim Special Edition. Yeah, I've put like 400-ish hours into regular Skyrim between console and Steam. I think I'm good on Skyrim. I've played the crap out of it. Like, all of my hours on PC aren't even logged on Steam because I had it pirated before I bought it. But, like, on Steam, I'm actually curious. Skyrim. 200 hours. 201.4 hours. I think I'm good on Skyrim, Steam. I think I'm good. I think I've played it. It's a pretty cool game. If you like that style of game, Skyrim's pretty darn good. Like, honestly, I think my biggest issues with Skyrim, and I know I've talked about this probably a long time ago. And I know I've talked about this with other people. Like, the Skyrim world does not feel like there is a war going on. It gives me the same sort of vibe as when, like, an MMO is like, oh, there's this grand war happening. It's like, okay, but where's the fighting then? Where's the war happening? Because I'm clearly not a part of it. You know, Skyrim, I feel, is even worse in a lot of ways, just simply because of how much they really try to, like, push that, like, the Dragonborn is, you know, actively making an impact on the war, and it's like, but I'm not. It's like, Ah, but you helped capture Whiterun. Yeah, you and like 5 dudes capture a whole castle that there should be hundreds of dudes inside. Though really, Whiterun is the size of a fort, so, 50 to 60 would be a pretty reasonable standing garrison then. But, it's pretty unrealistic that you managed to capture that place. And then, okay, well, where's the lasting damage? Well, there isn't any. Okay. Hey, KK. Feeling the vibes tonight. Especially now that you're on the scene. You ready for a tune? Yeah, let's hear it. Cool. Any requests? Dial up an old favorite, you can just tell me how you're feeling, and I'll groove on it. I'll leave it up to you, my man. Dealer's choice, huh? Cool. Got a slick one for you. Take a seat and we'll jam. Yeah, I'll pop that in here next to Serrano. Tuned up and ready to roll. A little Hypno KK. Alright, I like Hypno KK. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. One development I can also give. I know I mentioned yesterday of like, I'm going to cut back on coffee. I still have about a fifth of my first cup of coffee today in there. And that's not because I just woke up. I got that at like 10 this morning. I have been drinking basically soda. Which, I mean, isn't particularly better for me, but like... it is not pure coffee. And like, it has far less caffeine in it. I actually wonder if this has the caffeine content listed. Because I know cola has caffeine in it. It also has potassium. Oh man. Okay, 36 milligrams per 357 milliliters. So that's not really a huge amount. I mean, amount of caffeine in coffee. For a 237 milliliter cup of brewed coffee, you're looking at 96 milligrams of caffeine. This is like 350-ish milliliters, so based on that, I'd say probably like 105, 110, and I'd be drinking that like 6 to 8 times a day. So I've been drinking a lot of caffeine, and now I'm drinking far less. And tomorrow I'm gonna try and go for even less. So I figured it was a decent idea to, not just completely cut it out. Especially where I do have the soda to drink, so I can't completely cut it out. Unless I want to waste the soda, so. Cola do got a fair bit of caffeine in it. It's got that fiend. Right on, man. Let me just give your pockets a glance. Since you have booted the show. That was like unreal. Thanks for tuning your dial my direction. No problem, man. Let's come plop that in our radio. I don't know what I want to do now. I kind of don't want to do any paradise planning. I'm just not feeling it tonight. So I guess I'll do some fishing. Because why not? But like, I know it would have been a lot of extra work on the part of Bethesda. But I would have really liked to see in Skyrim, like, the NPC factions actually fighting for control. Now, part of why they probably did not want to do this is because what I'm thinking of would basically have the chance of basically forcing the story in a direction. So they probably didn't want to risk that. Because what I'm thinking is basically just have it be that the NPCs will randomly choose to basically invade forts, invade castles and towns, and, you know, the Imperials and Stormcloaks fighting it out, having a real chance of changing the ownership of a place before you get there, or as you're arriving. You know, you might show up to, you know, I don't know, I'll just use Whiterun as the example again. You might show up to Whiterun at the beginning of the game to show up in the middle of the Stormcloaks invading it. Which does mess with the story. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, heck, they could have used that as the beginning of the game. Of, instead of you show up, oh man, you go and you go to tell the Jarl of Whiterun about the dragon, and then he sends you to the watchtower, and then you encounter and kill a dragon, and then you absorb the dragony bit. You know, instead of that, which feels so video gamey it hurts, what they could have done is you show up at Whiterun, and basically a guaranteed attack from the Stormcloaks is happening. The Imperials step in to save them. The entire fight is broken up by a dragon. Not the same dragon you were just fleeing from, but a dragon. That basically ends up decimating both sides. Which that then basically triggers why there aren't, you know, there not really being any invasions of any forts or castles for a little while, because, you know, everybody just had their army decimated. And then, you know, you go from there to the dragon is then, you know, you report to the Jarl, and then things play out as before, only it's a case of the dragon has been sighted again, and you're sent out, you know, more as a act of desperation, more than trust from the Jarl. You know, that'd be kind of neat. If nothing else, I would love to see the factions actually be aggressive with each other. I have legitimately watched 2 Imperial little convoys escorting a prisoner pass a Stormcloak convoy transporting a prisoner. And they just walked right past each other. Like, what? Do you not care that much about your comrades that you literally are just like, yep, we'll just let the other side that's escorting a prisoner as one of our friends just go right on by? Like, they should at least be aggressive with each other. Which, again, I can understand they probably didn't want to do, because 1, that would be a lot of work, and 2, then you would have the player able to basically, like, lead an invulnerable Stormcloak or Imperial to one of the other's places and just watch him go ham, killing everything. At that point, just don't make every NPC essential. Allow the player to permanently lock themselves out of doing quests. If the player gets a named NPC killed, I just scared away those moths again. Still need to donate one of those moths. I think they only appear on these trees too. Like, you know, if they want to get one of those NPCs killed, they need to suffer the consequences for it. Like, as much as I do find it annoying as a player when a named NPC dies and I'm locked out of quests that I might otherwise have wanted to do, as a, you know, designer, I'm perfectly happy with that result, because the player does deserve to have consequences for rash actions. Now, there are times when being locked out of quests is fine. Fallout New Vegas does this really well. There is a whole subset of quests that you can do for the oh god, what are they even called? The soldier dudes. I can't think what they're called. The California New Republic. Or the New California Republic. The NCR. That's their name. Or the Imperial Legion. You know, Caesar's Legion. Not the Imperial Legion. Caesar's Legion. Similar but different. Or Mr. House. Or Independent. You know, there's all these quests you can possibly do. If you start working down the NCR line, you reach a point where you have killed so many people in the Legion, you can't swap sides. And they wouldn't want you anyway. Because you are absolutely, like, you are a villain to them. You are, like, one of the most despised beings in existence for what you've done to them. Like, you know, you actively work against Mr. House, and he isn't going to want to help you because you've been actively working against him. You know, you can get locked out of quests, but in general, getting locked out of those quests doesn't matter because, let's be honest, if you're helping the NCR, you're probably not going to be like, yeah, the Legion's cool. You're probably helping the NCR because you were like, man, the Legion is vile. Who could ever follow this? You know, and there's little minor groups that you can also help out that joining the other groups can lock you out of quests from. Like, if you wanted to help the Powder Gangers, well, joining the NCR ain't gonna help you with curry favor with the Powder Gangers. The Powder Gangers are escaped convicts fleeing the NCR. So, you know. But, like, again, I'm fine with that because it's a case of, well, you would know if you want to work with the convicts. And if you still wanted to work with the NCR, that's up to you as the player to figure out how to do all the quests you want to do. It does add replayability. Now, as the player, I do get that it is very frustrating, and it definitely gets frustrating when, like, an NPC dies out of your control because they're an NPC, they're stupid, and then you suddenly find yourself unable to do a quest that you wanted to do because that NPC wasn't essential and it did something stupid and died. Like, that is very frustrating, but in those instances, I would, you know, those are the instances where I would say that is an issue for the game developers to solve more than one that the players should need essential NPCs to solve. Like, if you're going to be putting quest-giving NPCs near situations where they can do something utterly stupid and die, that's kind of on the game devs for having done that. And the game devs then going, we'll just make the NPC essential, is kind of a cop-out, if I'm honest. If I didn't know what to talk about, now I'm just rambling about basically Bethesda games. I was actually reminded that, I kind of want to play Plants vs. Zombies again. I was more or less reminded that the game existed. Which is funny to say because I've been listening to a remix of the Zomboss theme in, like, my mix playlist for a while now. But, like, my brain just was like, good music be good. So, like, you know. yeah. I'm sure there's other games I could ramble about as well, but I am almost kind of feeling like we're at a decent spot to end things for today. So I think I'm going to head to the Nook Place, get my stuff sold, and then we'll go take a seat down by KK and have him play us off into the night. Because, like, I can't really think of much else, like, big to talk about. So, like, I don't want to sit here just trying to, like, struggle to find things to talk about. In a way, I'm having a not great mental health day. So, like, a lot of boredom going on today, which has not been the most productive for my brain. But building the swing was fun. It definitely was not a one-person job, but I managed it. So I actually kind of like when things are like that, because, like, the biggest issue was, like, the legs of the swing. Because it was basically one, like, N shape, blocky N, that you then had to attach two legs to on both sides of the N. So, like, you know, the post of the N's here, and you're attaching a leg here and here. Here, on both sides. Which, given they're connected using the same bolt, you have to do them both at the same time. It's kind of difficult. But I managed it. Everything's nice and tight, so, you know. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed today, and hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow for bad financial decisions. See you all then! And now in this end card, I would like to ask, if you liked the video, could you maybe hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? It'd help me out a lot. Thanks a bunch.